So let's talk about this Andrew Schulz thing. He decided to take on Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro has been in a weird spot lately because he fired Candace Owens.
Yeah.
Now, Candace Owens...
They got in kind of a tiff over the whole, he's really Jewish and she's not a big fan of the whole Israel war and Hamas thing, so she had questions, which is something he does not do well with when you question the Jewish actions.
I don't want to... defend Ben Shapiro in any way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
But Candace Owens was starting to get a little liberal with the Jew shit. Yeah. I will say, like, not
it was hilarious.
Look, you're not going to see a guy like me sit there and go that she should stop. But she was like, even for me, I was blushing with this Jew shit she was saying. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, do you know your boss is literally a yarmulke wearing Jew? Like,
yeah, you're coming at this pretty hard.
Yeah,
dude. I'd say she was blushing, but I couldn't tell. So it was just really fun to watch her do it. She's always been a contrary person who doesn't just play the role that she's supposed to play and fall in line, but in a way that's kind of a character that she's become. So I don't know if her going hard at this was just her being contrary, or again her opinions or viewpoints. But it's hilarious to watch just the whole her getting kicked off the show with now Ben Shapiro. Apparently, he's like I said, I feel like he's not the bad guy, but a lot of people are like, he's the bad guy. He's hurting a woman.
Yeah.
So what did Andy Schulz have to say about it?
Well, Andrew Schulz thinks that Ben Shapiro is a bit of a hypocrite because, all right, I'm going to take this one more call. Yeah, yes, sir. We're just getting into something. What can we do for you?
Wait. So is the money good or it's not?
It's terrible.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. No, it's, it is... The money is not good.
I can't afford to drive in anymore.
Let's just put it this way. If we're not under 200 at 9 o'clock, I start doing this in my head while I'm talking. I think I'm still doing a show. I'm not really listening to what I'm saying. I'm just kind of going, fuck. Oh, man. Thank you to Rincewind for $5. Says, Aaron, I'm a former Army medic. It's been a while, but all my medical training says you've been successfully donkey punched. Oh, that's okay. That helps. That again, knowledge is
technical
power.
Term.
So, Andrew Schulz goes off on Ben Shapiro about being a hypocrite. He says that Ben's Mr. Free Speech. If Ben's Mr. Free Speech, why can't this lady trash the Jews? Now, again, I don't want to defend Ben Shapiro, but like, there's a difference between her and I have a disagreement on Israel, and she thinks the Jews invented porn to destroy white men.
Wait a minute, is that something she said?
Yeah,
I haven't
she
been paying
floated
attention to everything.
She floated that one out there. She floated quite a few Jew things out there, which were, I mean, if you're asking me, it was all pretty gall-darn hilarious. But it was still, I mean, if I was Ben Shapiro, I probably wouldn't laugh at all of it. Put it that way. So Andrew Schulz goes after Ben Shapiro, and what I'm kind of thinking here is that Andrew Schulz really hates Ben Shapiro, and he's kind of letting that cloud his judgment of, yeah, look, Ben Shapiro firing a woman because she's trashing the Jews, and he's like the most proud Orthodox Jew there is. It's not exactly a free speech issue. It's not like Candace Owens gets to use her boss's platform to go, the Jews, the fucking Jews, those goddamn Jews. And the Jew who employs her just has to let her say that lest he violate free speech.
Yeah, that would be like if she ran the company and he came in and, I'm sick of all these goddamn black people and they're a huge part of the problem. Yeah. 13% of the population, 50%, like just going off like that all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like you probably wouldn't keep employing him.
Exactly. Like, yeah, if some guy came in and just started quoting FBI crime statistics on Candace Owens' platform, I don't think it would go quite as well. So Andrew Schulz goes off on Ben Shapiro, and while I think he makes some decent points, and while I think it is an entertaining little rant.
Same team, bro. Same team.
Yeah, right? Andrew Schulz, Ben Shapiro. Actually, Ben Shapiro is so Jewish, he makes Andrew Schulz look Catholic. So there's levels. When it comes to Judaism, there's levels to this game.
Right now with that caterpillar on his face, he looks a lot more Italian. Just
He is, yeah, he's looking very Guinea with that. All right, here's Andrew Schulz talking about Ben Shapiro.
He makes the argument for censorship. He calls it something else.
Yeah, I forget the term. I have it in my phone.
But I don't even think he's using the term right. But he's basically like, there's a window of ideas we accept.
Yes.
And we accept ideas between this, I guess this is, if I get window, you're looking like this. So we accept ideas between here and here. And anything outside of that window, well, you're fireable. That's censorship.
Now, okay, while I think Ben Shapiro had the right to fire Candace Owens, Andrew Schulz does raise a good point here. Like, if you're going to be Mr. Facts, don't care about your feelings and everything goes and all this and all that, then you kind of got to let your people cook. The only problem is in the real world, when you're a super-duper Jewish guy and she's shitting all over the Jews, you can't expect that guy to keep her.
You have to know there's going to be a problem.
Right.
Literally, you are attacking the man's religion and everything else about it. Again, like, nobody said she couldn't say what she wanted to say. Where's the idea that free speech comes with no repercussions?
I always found that interesting, like, not with the government, because obviously the government can't stop you. Like, that's the First Amendment. But, like, I always found it funny when people are like, I got fired from my job for this, and that. What about free speech? And, you have to teach some people, you go, it doesn't exist at your job.
And it's not even that. I'm like, you have free speech. You were allowed to say what you said. It's just because you said what you said, there were repercussions where people are like, we don't want to work with you anymore.
Right. She was like, the Jews. And then like the 90% Jewish workforce at the Daily Wire said, I'm uncomfortable around her.
And after like the fifth or sixth time, they're like, all right, you can say that all day until the cows come home, but you're not doing it on our dime.
Right. So, well, I get what Andrew Schulz is saying. Ben Shapiro is Mr. Talk about whatever you want, do whatever you want, free speech, blah, blah, blah. And then you fire Candace Owens because her opinions aren't inside of that window. He's right. And maybe Ben sets himself up to be like too much of like a free speech badass. And it's hard to be a free speech badass when you're also the boss, because you have to be the one who infringes on people's speech when it's, appropriate for the company. But let's hear the guy out.
But he's acting as if this is like a justified reason for firing people when you built your identity and platform off of no censorship and freedom of speech and facts don't care about your feelings and all this shit.
It's also funny that window happens to end where his beliefs end.
I do. Okay, that guy, I don't know who he is, and he seems like a guy I would not like, but that's a great point. Like Ben Shapiro and all these guys, they want everyone to be able to say whatever they want. They want everyone to be able to just be open and honest all the time. But then when he fires a Candace Owens, he goes, well, we have these things that we're allowed to talk about, and if it goes outside of that, then I can fire you. And the things they're allowed to talk about are the things he feels comfortable talking about. So at that point, why do you need a Candace Owens? Or why did Johnny mute himself and now we can't hear him?
Oh, I muted myself just because I fidget and I have a glass desk and I don't want things to click. No, Candace Owens, like I said, they grabbed Candace Owens because she was a conservative black woman. She didn't fit into the narrative. She didn't do exactly what she was supposed to do, and so it was like, oh, she's a firebrand, and so they grabbed her for all of this stuff, and then they forgot that that's who she is.
Right.
So when this stuff started coming around and everybody started going, we have to defend Israel, we have to do this and that, she had to be like, but do we though? And then everything else kept happening, and she started ramping up, and she's like, if you look into it, these hat-wearing and it's like, oh my God, she turned into Hitler.
Yeah,
like,
in Hollywood, they fuck kids. And do you know about blood libels? And you're like, she was talking about blood libels. And you're like, Jesus Christ, Candace. Where they shed the blood of Christian children so they can keep themselves pure. You're like, fucking hell, kid. You're going to get fired by your Jewish boss for this. You're right.
He doesn't want you letting out the secrets.
So this guy does raise a good point, though. While Ben Shapiro does have the right to fire whoever he wants, it goes against what he preaches. And also when he says, why can't he just be honest and say, I'm a Jew. She talks shit about Jews. I don't like it, so I fired her. You're allowed to do that. If you're in charge, if you're the boss, you're allowed to fire people for whatever fucking reason you want to. So if you go, I don't like the way her black face looked at my then you can let her go. You don't need to do this big explanation where you go, well, here at the Daily Wire, we're allowed to have thoughts in this window and this window, and anything outside of that could be a fireable offense. Well, now you've just come out against your own freedom of expression.
Yeah, because apparently now, just much like Crowder and others, it's like you've had this shtick that you've pushed for a whole while. I'm this person, I'm fighting this battle, whatever. But now this fight came to your doorstep, and you really kind of turned heel really, really quick and went, no, that subject's a no-go zone.
So, again, it's kind of like it's a hate kind of situation because Candace Owens certainly said enough to get her Jewish bosses to fire her.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. But then again, Ben Shapiro's explanation of it is shitty because it's like, well, instead of being honest and going, we're Jews, and she said shit about us, and we didn't like it, so we fired her, he tried to do this thing where he's like, there's certain content that's okay here and certain content that's not. And it's like, that's not what your brand was, though. Like, now instead of, like, your lie is actually changing your brand when the truth would have been more amenable, which, again, was we're Jewish. She's saying really anti-Semitic shit. We don't like it, so she's gone. That's it. I
feel like you just need to come on and be like, look, some of you are asking why Candace Owens isn't here anymore. Whoop, just pick the hat up for 2 seconds so they can see it's not part of your hair. Let it come back down and be like, there was a conflict of interest, so we let her go.
But, I mean, that would be fine. I mean, who would begrudge him? I mean, it would be fine if he went, yeah, we're a bunch of Jews, and she said really hateful shit towards Jews, so we let her go. That would be a lot more acceptable to me than going, there's a certain amount of ideas that are okay to talk about than ones that aren't. It's like, well, now you just seem like a pussy. Whereas if you would have said it was about the Jew shit, we all would have went, oh, yeah, you're Jewish. I mean, naturally, that's going to bug you.
So you're saying the Jewish guy, as opposed to just being straight up and saying, here's what it is, he had to kind of paint it how he was a victim forced into this position to have to help somebody else?
I'm saying the Jewish man was manipulative and deceitful. No, it's very strange. Let's continue with Andrew Schulz.
You would say that.
Not being pro-Israel, that's where the window ends. That's also your specific personal belief.
What?
So I just don't see.
So you can't have an opinion on your platform that is not pro a country that is not ours?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Crazy.
So is the Daily Wire an American media platform or is it an Israeli media platform?
Oh, pew, 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 pew.
Shots fired.
Wait a minute. Based Andrew Schulz? Yeah, who's this Ben Shapiro serving? Is he serving two masters, American and Mossad? Andrew Schulz is getting there. Holy shit.
I don't know, buddy. How about you tell us what the rules are for your particular tribe?
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
This guy's cooking.
I'm just asking. If the rule is, I'm just saying, if the rule is you cannot be critical, because he has no problem being very critical of America.
Yep.
He's critical of the left in America. Left is half the country. You have no problem eviscerating half of the country.
That's the current party in power.
But you can't criticize Israel as a country. That's just another country, unless.
I'm starting to become an Andrew. I'm kind of liking being an Andrew Schulz guy. I think I might be an Andrew Schulz guy. Hey, but Andrew, now do like our entire fucking government and banking system. Please. If you're talking about people who won't let you say shit about Israel, like think about, Johnny, you know all these college professors that are being threatened with like firings and boycotts and shit because
have been fired.
Yeah, they don't like Israel. Yeah. Not
because they're pro-Palestine. They won't say pro-Hamas, but again, pro-Palestine, they come out as being pro-Palestine, and board directors and alumni come out going, well, we don't like this anti-Semitic rhetoric at this college that we're a part of. We're going to have to start cutting back our contributions and our donations, and the money's going to tighten up. And then all of a sudden, really, really quick, that college fires that person.
Right, exactly. It's happened a lot during this thing. So Andrew Schulz, to me, is kind of hitting the nail on the head here.
You're saying, and you're clearly admitting, that the Daily Wire is an arm of the Israeli, I guess, media or propaganda machine? Is that?
Let Andrew Schulz cook, baby. Let him go. Turn him loose. Wind him up. Let the tribe hit the tribe here on this one. Andrew Schulz is going, if you're not pro-Israel, what? You're not even allowed to talk? Are we an Israeli company or an American company? What's the deal? Fucking A.
Oof. Are you manipulating the religious right in America? Are you manipulating the right?
Dude, is he fucking going with the Jewish manipulation thing?
Right? Like, I mean, it's weird to see it coming from, again, Andrew Schulz. Like, I mean, him being critical is one thing, but I'm like, again, I'm kind of like, you're firing inside the tent, aren't you?
Right? I mean, pretty soon he's going to be talking about blood libels. We're all going to go, what the fuck?
And I've been at him. Like, oh, Jesus. I've got the ticket stubs.
Yeah, exactly. It was at Woody Allen's house. It was fucking crazy. We fucked the kid after. No, I'm just kidding. If it was at Woody Allen's house, he would only fuck his own kid.
That he adopted.
Oh, no, you didn't hear the story about...
Oh, what? I thought it was just the Chinese one that he adopted.
No, there was a train set, and him doing stuff by a train set. It's a weird story.
Conservatives in America and selling them country western movies and putting on your little cowboy hat and fake moving in Nashville so that you could take all their money and then in the process restricting free speech, one of the core tenets of the American identity. Ben.
Dude, is he accusing Ben Shapiro of bilking people and tricking them out of their money and then pulling a switcheroo and then just living
cultural manipulation? Yeah.
I believe he's accusing Ben Shapiro of cultural manipulation to rob people of their money. I am really starting to be an Andrew
culture.
Yes, I'm starting to kind of respect this Andrew Schulz.
Ben.
Oof. Benjamin.
What is happening? There's trouble in paradise.
And that's the end of the clip. Not bad.
Yeah, actually, I mean, I don't even really feel like he's going the Bill Maher route. I feel like that's just entertaining.
Yeah,
I don't know that Bill Maher would even go that hard on it.
No, I don't. I don't think so either. But I mean, to watch him and his point about Ben Shapiro is correct. Like, Ben Shapiro should be able to just fire Candace Owens for talking shit about Jews. It would be fine. Like John Domingo says, Candace is free to talk. Shapiro is free to not pay her. Yes, absolutely. But when Ben there's the extra caveat of Ben has set himself up to be the I don't give a shit, say whatever you want guy. And it seems like he's not willing to pay the price when one of his own monsters turns on him.
And then he comes out and says this whole thing to kind of justify it, really put him in an even worse spot with the whole, well, you know, there's a certain, it's like, oh, okay, so there's a certain, your free speech until we talk about the stuff that you care about. Okay.
Right. Good old JR with $4.99 says, forgive me if you already talked about this. What happened to Matt Wood? I heard a promo this weekend for the Kelly Jordan shows on 98.9. I'm friends with Matt Wood. I'm friends with the people over at Leighton Broadcasting. I'm friends with Kelly. Matt got a really good offer to do a syndicated country music morning show, Taste of Country Mornings, and he moved down to Nashville, and he took that opportunity, and good for him. Not that his fucking leaving has thrown a wrench into any plans we might have had.
Yeah.
Not that his leaving has left an entire company scrambling and put us on any kind of back burner. That's not the case. I didn't say that. I'm just saying fuck Matt Wood and his asshole. Wait. No, I meant to say
what?
Best of luck to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's doing great.
Corey Adams says unblock Kiff Dunnage. I didn't block. Oh, did somebody block Kiff? I like Kiff. I wish they wouldn't have done that. I will, somebody send me a private message to unblock Kiff Dunnage, and maybe I'll be able to do it during the show. That would be okay with me. I like him. I like the guy. $4.99 from Semper Reloaded says, wait, that's not Brendan Schwab in disguise? No, it is
That
not.
person was coherent and, like, kept going repeatedly.
No,
and was funny. Those are things Brendan Schaub doesn't regularly do.
I honestly liked that rant about Ben Shapiro. I thought it was really, he had a lot of good points. I just think that the Candace Owens hill is not the hill to die on because Candace Owens really did do some shit to get herself fired.
Yeah, but they're not wrong in the whole, like, it does not make you look good when you say I'm free speech, I'm all this, I'm all that, everything's fair game. Let's talk about facts because those are what matter. Your feelings don't. And then you come around and go, oh, but we can't talk about the Jew stuff.
Yeah.
Although the question is, if she didn't go to that level, would it have been a problem if she was just more critical of Israel overall and not quite gone into the
that would have made
hole?
Ben Shapiro look like a giant bitch. You're right. If she just would have kept it to Israel and said, you know, they're heavy-handed, they kill babies, shit like that, then I think if she would have kept it to that and Ben fired her, and you're right, he still might have fired her. But if he did that after she just criticized Israel's government, then yeah, it would have made Ben look like a super duperty bitch, which is a technical industry term. If you guys think that was gay and retarded, what I just said, superty duperty. But instead, she talked about blood libels and Jews creating porn to destroy white men. So Ben Shapiro looks a little justified in being like, look, as a Jew, I'm not going to let somebody use my money and platform to fucking talk shit about us like that. That's the other thing. You know, I love Andrew Schultz's rant. I thought it was great. But one spot where he's being unfair is that Candace Owens was using Ben Shapiro's money, resources, and reach to talk mad shit about Jews.
So it's kind of a certain point. It's like, all right, you can. I mean, he's free speech, but that doesn't mean he has to pay for it.
Right, he doesn't have to pay for you to accuse him.
And that would have been the best way to do it. Be like, I have no problem with what she's saying. I'm simply just not going to support that speech because I don't agree with it. So she can say it till the cows come home.
All right, let's go to the phones. Then I have two huge thank yous to throw out for this morning. Go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
Holy shit, am I the 10th caller? It's Steppenwolf Magic Carpet Ride.
Hi, everybody. We've got our 10th caller today. It looks like somebody's going to be going to see Steppenwolf at Grand Casino Mille Lacs.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch those guys die of diabetes. Unbox Kiff, and I'll do the show for less. Hashtag justice for Kiff. Get fucked.
There we go. I was going to ask him if he'd do the show this week for whatever overage of the goal there might be. That always seems to be a good one for people. Jolly Stick with $40. Thank you very much, buddy. And Meat Drapes with $50. I told you, everybody who's got $50 to blow on this show today, do it. Go crazy. Fucking lose your mind and throw us $50. That would be awesome. Let's knock 86 off the goal today. Oh, God, how do I do that? 80 would be 250, so 245. There we go. All right, guys, 245 away from today's goal. Very cool. That means you guys have over an hour to get that thing under 200. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, let's jump into the follow-up to the Ben Shapiro, Andrew Schulz thing, and that is...
Oh, did Ben respond?
No, but Patrick Bet David from Valuetainment decided to stick his Syrian fucking Iranian nose in there for some reason. I don't know. Why is it that Middle Easterners who are pretty much all American... Oh, okay, I'm going to say something really small-town racist. Why is it that all Middle Easterners sound and look the same? What I mean by that is, if a dude is from Jordan, or if a dude's from Iran, or a dude's from, like up by Armenia and Azerbaijan or whatever, I can't tell the difference. Like if a motherfucker was
they
Iranian,
all have the same accent, you're saying,
and the same look. Like if they all told me, like, "Yo, bro, I'm Syrian," but they were really Iranian, I'd be like, I have no reason not to believe you. And I think the reason is there should probably only be one country there, but colonially, we all drew the lines all fucked up and just created weird countries out of nothing.
We kept fighting for stuff and taking territory, so just kept making invisible lines, and now they're different.
Yeah, we just kept creating countries, housing like large groups of people who fucking hate each other. And I can't figure out why terrorism exists, by the way. I can't figure out why these people hate the West and keep bombing our cool shit. Is it because they watched us like glow up big time and become like electrified and industrialized and this big thing? And meanwhile, we just kept going, yeah, if we make this country this way, they'll all kill each other. Let's do that.
No, man. They like us down there, boy. Nobody cuts anybody else's hand off because they belong to a different tribe.
One border, and it brought stability to the region. Dude, that movie is so criminally underrated because people have to be all artsy and like, oh, it doesn't have this element or that. Fuck you. Shooter is a great movie. It's fun. It's engaging. It's Mark Wahlberg-y. It's got Danny Glover and Ned Beatty, and the Russian guy.
I'm trying to think of the supporting actor that's with Mark Wahlberg the whole time because I love
Pena.
that guy too. Yeah, that dude's awesome.
Oh, and Kate Mara.
There's just really there isn't a bad person in there.
Elias Koteas is in it.
Dude, he's the worst villain ever. I love it and hate it because I'm a huge Elias Koteas fan. Original Casey and in what is it? The Christopher Walken movie where he's an angel. The second one.
Cocksucker, I believe.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember it now. Prophecy 2. There we go.
There.
But yeah, so like that was a great Elias Koteas role. To watch him be that fucking dirtbag piece of shit. Oh man.
Dude,
it was good but bad
at
the same time.
Where Elias Koteas just fucking rapes her and he's drinking a beer. He's like, oh yeah,
I was trying to say it subtly, but yeah, when the sexual assault happens, I'm like, wow, this is an amazing actor, and I hate that he's being this person.
And we just kind of have to assume that he did that to her because they don't tell you in the movie.
They don't really show it. They just kind of imply.
Between him dancing with the beer like he just R-worded somebody and then her shooting him in the dick 57 times, I'm
pretty sure something happened.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and assume that he probably got his wiener dirty, as they say.
And that's why I'm totally cool with her shooting him like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I had no problem with the way Kate Mara treated Elias Koteas. I don't think there should be any charges. I thought it was completely justifiable.
Makes total sense.
Yeah, Scarface says prime Kate Mara. She was so fucking hot in Shooter. Hot in Shooter, hot in, I think hotter in House of Cards.
Yeah, she was pretty hot in House of Cards.
Pretty cool death, too, in House of Cards. Do you remember how she died?
Didn't she get pushed in front of a train?
Yeah, fucking Frank Underwood pushed her in front of the DC Metro.
Yeah, pushed her in front of a fucking subway.
Oh, yeah. He was getting the fuck after it, old Frank. Thank you very much to Coltrane. He says, just in case I don't make it to my 40th birthday on Thursday, here's $40. Wow, thank you, buddy. Hey, guys, 205 away from today's goal. Let's knock the whole fucking thing out. Thank you very much. We've decided today that if you have 40 or 50 bucks just laying around that you can afford to give, you should just give it to your favorite show. All the links.
Just kick it out.
Yeah, exactly. All links are right there in the chat. So you guys have an hour now to get $5 in. That's pretty crazy. Then we'll be under 200 by 8 o'clock. Very cool. Great start.
Awesome.
Yeah, great start to the show, guys. We really do appreciate it. So Patrick Bet-David sticks his brown nose in this fucking Andrew Schulz, Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens thing. I don't mean to say that he's some kind of psyop for some kind of intelligence agency, but this guy came out of nowhere. There's no reason to know who he is. Valuetainment was never a thing. And then all of a sudden, like a year and a half ago, this motherfucker starts popping up with viral videos, and it's all him just like Rush Limbaugh style repeating right-wing talking points as if he was reading them right off of a thing he just printed off. And he's really kind of cringe. I know people like Patrick Bet-David, but he's kind of one of these guys who just goes, hey, I have a thought and an involvement in this thing that nobody asked me about. I'm just here to interject myself into it. And you're like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, just, being part of the conversation. It's like, yeah, not necessary. So he decides to jump in the middle of this Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro thing because he played the Andrew Schulz clip on his show last Friday.
Okay.
And then I guess Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens either argued about his clip, or what's more likely, nobody gave a fuck about the clip, and he just decided to keep going with it anyway and said, hey, Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens, I know you're probably upset about my clip. And they're like, I don't
even know who you are.
Yeah, I don't think about you at all. First of all, it's called a magazine, not a clip. We all know this. But Patrick Bet-David decided to interject himself into this Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens thing. And he had one of the weirdest fucking, you know how people say, hey, you come on my show, I'll give you this, or I'll donate to a charity of your choice, or whatever. His offer on this one is so fucking weird. It's almost like he's a conservative Obot 2000 and he malfunctioned and just kicked out the wrong Mad Lib. Oh, by the way, so he quote tweeted Ben Shapiro. That's where this came from. Candace, I can see why you'd want to. Okay, okay, here's where it comes from. On Friday, Candace Owens tweeted, oh my God, holy shit, I got to go way back here. Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens were tweeting
we got a battle here.
Last Friday night, Candace, see, I unplugged, people don't believe me, I unplugged from the internet and all that stuff. Like after the show's over.
I unplug so much, I'm bad at actually using like Instagram. Like I have a Twitter that I've neglected since I started it like in 2010. So
no, this is the first time seeing this tweet exchange between Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens. So Candace tweeted the Andrew Schulz clip that we just played from Friday.
Right. I'm guessing she sided with it heavily.
She did not hate it. She said, I would like to debate Ben Shapiro on Israel and the current definition of anti-Semitism. Can somebody make that happen? First of all, I hate it when people do that publicly because it's like, yeah, you. You can do it. You're a media personality. Just ask him.
You got some pull. Hell, you used to work at the Daily Wire.
Donnelly. So the current definition of anti-Semitism and Israel. Now, first of all, Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro debating on Israel. Look, I don't like what Israel's doing. I don't. I think they get away with a lot of fucking bullshit because we back them. There are kind of rabid dogs.
Oh, yeah, dude, no, the Syria thing alone.
Yeah, right? See, they get away with just bombing and killing and fucking up whoever they want. They'll use the smallest thing as a rationale, and they'll go, now we're just going to keep bombing these motherfuckers in perpetuity. It's like, well, can we take a break? And they're like, no, can't take a break.
Not really. It's not our speed.
Exactly. So I have my criticisms of Israel. You know, somebody pinches their arm and they go, ow, I've been injured and I've been hurt. I need to seek my vengeance. And then they just obliterate women and children for like a year. And they're like, oh, okay, I think we're close to even now. People are still being victimized. So I don't like Israel's foreign policy. But at the same time, Ben Shapiro debating Candace Owens on Israel is not fair. Ben Shapiro will fucking decimate her.
What? You don't think Candace Owens has got the intelligence, the gumption, and the ability to stand and trade verbal blows with Ben Shapiro?
I will say this about Candace Owens. I do not question her balls. She's got giant, lumpy testicles, 1,000%. But
amazing, huge lady balls.
But just the nicest ebony balls you've ever seen in your life. Ironically, though, white on the inside. Sorry, that's not.
They're
clip
cream
this.
filled.
Don't clip this. Don't. Her balls are not called an Oreo. So, Candace Owens, she's got balls. She'd go in there and debate Ben Shapiro, and she'd give her, and she'd think she was doing great. But she doesn't have, like, Ben's a nerd. Ben's a dork, and he knows shit. And he's one of these guys who, like, a debate is not won by the person who's right. A debate is always won by the person who's a better debater.
Right.
Ben Shapiro can take the position that Israel's totally justified, and he can beat Candace Owens in a debate with that position.
Well, he's been debating people like, not for fun, but that's been his thing where he goes to colleges and he debates the liberal ideals that a lot of these people have. So he's just, if nothing else, he's got more fights under his belt. He's more experienced in the realm. It won't be a fair bout, but I mean, it would be, I'll say this. I'd love to watch it. I'm all for it. Like, no, let's make this happen. Let's make this happen today.
They started getting in a tweet fest like they were high school girls. And Ben said, sure, Candace, I texted you on February 29th offering this very thing. Let's do it on my show this Monday at 5 p.m. at our studios in Nashville. 90 minutes live streamed. By the way, Johnny, if you're ever interested, Eric Church just opened his new bar in Nashville. And I would love to go see it. So Candace Owens then tweets back at Ben, I'm sure you can appreciate why I'd prefer to keep this off the Daily Wire platform, you filthy heeb. No, she didn't say it.
I was about to be like, really? The filthy heap part
No.
seems a bit much.
She did not
leaned hard.
No, she wrote that down on a piece of paper and slid it to me. She didn't actually say it to Ben Shapiro. She goes,
Tapped it into the floor.
She goes, listen here, you ever fire me from another platform again, you Jew motherfucker, and I swear to God, everyone will take a piece of your fucking Jew ass. That actually hurt my ribs to do a casino thing, but it's worth it. As well as the true reason why we were never able to make any discussion happen. Oh, let's choose a neutral, trustworthy platform. I vote at Patrick Bet David. Okay, so that's where Patrick Bet David came into this.
Okay, so she brought him in.
And by the way, how disrespectful of Joe Rogan. Right? Like Rogan's
I can't believe
Rogan's the
can't believe
natural
none
guy.
of them said Crowder.
That would have been funny. I don't think Crowder's very happy with Ben Shapiro these days. Did you see that Ben Shapiro gave Crowder's old producer $500 towards his legal defense fund?
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Benny Boy chose sides for sure. Although he deserves it because Crowder fucking recorded his boss without his permission, or recorded Jeremy Boring from the Daily Wire.
Wire.
Yeah.
Again, that whole thing is where I'm like, how are you a Crowder fan? It's like, oh,
Right.
we believe in transparency. We believe in free speech, says the person who secretly records and makes everyone sign an NDA. I mean, how hard do you have to just scream, look, I'm a complete shill and this is all a sham.
Yeah.
I got a fake surgery to impress my chest. I keep a gun on my desk so I can show I'm free speech, second American man.
Yeah.
Or Second Amendment. God damn it.
Well, he's both, man. He's so hardcore red, white, and blue, that Crowder. He's like Hulk Hogan, for Christ's sake. But the Crowder thing, I don't think Crowder would host either one of them because they've both just absolutely raked this guy
Rip
over
on
the
him?
coals. Oh, my God. Remember how fucking cunty Candace Owens got during his divorce thing? Remember when the Daily Wire thing was happening before we knew about the divorce? And Candace Owens went on the air and said, you know, I don't blame Stephen for lashing out this way. He's going through a lot of things right now, a lot of things that I won't talk about, but it's very bad, and it's probably causing him to lash out. And it turns out it was the really nasty divorce he was having, and you're like, oh, my God, you fucking bitch.
Dude, no, that's one where I'm like, good for you. Because she didn't flat out say it.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, oh, so she wasn't lying. I'm like, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So now she says Patrick Bet David should do this. Patrick Bet David gets rock hard, and he's like, oh, this is great. I will take this, and I will run with this. It looks like I get to be thrust upon into relevance. He really is. Patrick Bet David is the conservative Beetlejuice. If you say his name one time, he just goes, huh? What did you say? Did I mention I'm Iranian? Conservative, small government, free speech. Ben Shapiro then wrote back to Candace, I can see why you'd want to hide behind a moderator. Ooh, we're getting Jew bitchy. Particularly one who said we should rename our company Oh, that's right. Patrick Bet David said when he played the Andrew Schulz clip that Ben Shapiro should change the name of his company to the Daily Jewish Wire. Now, Johnny, if you ask me, in defense of Ben Shapiro and Jeremy Boring, if they renamed it the Daily Jewish Wire, I feel like it would be kind of redundant.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of it's baked into the cake. It goes without saying.
Right.
It's one of those things where it's the subtle hints that clue you into it, that make you part of the group when you finally realize, oh, I get it.
Right.
That's what we're doing here.
Right. You know Ben Shapiro, the guy who totally hides that he's Jewish.
He doesn't wear a yarmulke while he broadcasts.
Jesus Christ, if he were any more Jewish, we'd call him a booby. He would be talking about his grandson, who's a doctor, if he was any more fucking Jewish. He'd be guilting you for not coming over for dinner more often if he was any more Jewish. So he says, no, one-on-one Monday at 5 p.m. Now, this is kind of disingenuous of Ben, and they're both being cunty little girls, because he's saying one-on-one, but he's like one-on-one on my platform.
One-on-one on my platform, in my studio, on my turf, where I have all the control.
Yeah.
Again, it's almost like he's like, no, one-on-one where I can control everything, like the narrative, so I can manipulate everything the way that I need it to be.
Yeah. Find like a liberal show. Do it on Destiny's channel. That weirdo Destiny. I kind of like him, actually.
Go on Bill Maher's fucking Club Random.
Oh,
and
yeah.
do it there.
Oh, no, I don't think Ben
Let
Shapiro.
Bill Maher just sit there and toke up and just watch the two of them go at it.
All right, look, I'm a half a Jew and you're black, so I'm supposed to want to fuck you because I'm Bill Maher. Yeah, that would be weird. The whole debate starts going, but Bill's trying to fucking hook up with Candace Owens. Look, you're a little classier than some of the girls I go out with, okay? A lot of them are dumb, fatherless skanks. Ben Shapiro probably would not appreciate all the alcohol and drugs either.
Probably not.
We can sit down and have a healthy debate like adults. Yeah, I love that. We can sit down and have a healthy debate like adults while we verbally hash this whole thing out on Twitter in front of God and everybody. You know, we can sit down and have a healthy debate like adults. Hey, Ben, when you guys started doing this on Twitter, like adults just shit itself.
Adults went out the window when you started hashtagging your conversation.
Right. Yeah. When you start putting at mentions in your conversation, you kind of skip the adult thing. As to the true reason you didn't respond to my offer to sit down with you and discuss these issues publicly or privately back in February, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. So it seems like there's a miscommunication. So then take a look at old Patrick Bet David. He comes in hot. Boom. And he goes, hey, about that Daily Jewish Wire thing. You know.
Who cares? Just come on my show.
Come on my show, you big Jew. Bring the colored as well. And so Patrick Bet David jumps in and tries to get these two to debate on his show because he knows it'll be huge, right? I mean, he knows this is going to be a big deal.
Yeah, dude, get that boost.
So listen to the offer. It's a long clip, I know that. But, like, listen to the weird fucking offer he makes these two. It just seems like a weird, grifty, gay, short-circuiting conservative robot thing to say. This is Patrick Bet David of Valuetainment talking about Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens.
Ben and Candace, let me first start off by saying I am so happy the two of you guys are talking, as well as agreeing to do a sit down. Obviously, the detail is
they're not though. I love how he's like, I love how you two are talking. It's like, yeah, they're publicly flaming each other on Twitter. Right? It's not really talking. And then he goes, I love that you've agreed to a sit down.
I haven't.
Yeah, right. Everything these last few tweets have shown is that these two are far away from agreeing to a sit down.
The minute they mentioned his show, all right, so this is a sit down. This thing is happening. We're doing it on my show. I want you guys to get a hold of me so we can schedule this.
Right. Ben's like, I'm not fucking sitting down with you. Go fuck yourself. You can come on my show or you can fuck off. And then Patrick Bet David's like, I'm glad you two have agreed to do something together. And I'm like, dude, are you listening to them? He just got such a boner for like having a chance to get this interview that he's like, all right, fake it till you make it. I'm really glad you two are into each other and deciding to have this debate. And I'm so honored you're doing it on my channel. And Ben's like, is this Sand? You're fucking crazy? I just imagine Ben calls people that. Yarmulke on or yarmulke off when he says sand N-word?
Probably yarmulke off. I feel like it would sully it if he had it on.
I think when he has I think when he has the yarmulke on, it's sand N with an A. And then he goes hard R when the yarmulke's off.
It's more respectful with the A.
Yeah, right.
it's the challenge where we're going to figure out. Let me give you a couple things I want you to be thinking about. One,
blood libels. 2, who runs Hollywood? 3, was porn created to destroy white men? Discuss. 4, banking interests and who they really serve. 5, American cabinet members with dual citizenship to Israel. Well,
Number 3 actually is not true because there's multiple cultures that have various forms of pornography going all the way back, like, you know,
right? Yeah,
before Jews could have moved. Like, I don't think like, you know, Japan's weird octopus hentai tentacle whatever that thing is. I don't think anyone had a hand in that shit, and that stuff exists. Because they were very closed up. Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I just think porn is people.
Right, but if you wanted to get Jews to admit they invented pornography to destroy the white man, you would accuse them of making the tentacle shit, because then you could get them to go, whoa, we didn't have any responsibility for that one. You'd be like, ah, gotcha, fucker. It's like when you say, hey, can you do the alphabet backwards? And they're like, I can't even do that when I'm sober. You're like, gotcha. Gotcha, bitch. All right, let's listen to Patrick Bet David. Really want Ben Shapiro. He's coming off a little thirsty on this Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens thing. By the way, I love these right-wing dramas, man. Crowder and his producer, Shapiro and Owens. I think why I like this shit so much is because these guys always purport and carry themselves and dress and host in a way that, like, we're the adults and we're the grown-ups and we're the ones who really, dictate intelligent conversation. And then they're like, why don't you sit down and debate Jews with me? And he's like, why don't you do it on my show? And he's like, no, why don't you do it on mine? And then Patrick Bet David's like, hey, guys, you want to come over and hang out at my house and do it? And you're just like, you guys are as gay as everybody else.
I'll have punch and pie.
Andrew Schulz is in all these clips we've played and all these tweets we've read, Andrew Schulz has been the most grown up about this whole thing.
Yeah.
Ben, let me address your issue about what I said yesterday with the Daily Israeli Wire. I even said the Daily Jewish Wire. If you haven't,
I love how he backed off the Jewish Wire thing because he's like, all right, when I read that back in tweet form, it looks like shit. I understand when I said Daily Jewish Wire on my show that it sounded good in my head. But when I read it back in tweet form, it makes me look like I want to start the Fourth Reich again.
First, let me just say I'm so glad you watch.
By the way, if you want to do a good Patrick Bet David, start with Dracula and just manipulate your voice from there.
Okay.
Like do the count from Sesame Street and then just start moving your voice around a little,
All right.
1, and then back it off a little, and you've got Patrick Bet David. See? It's very close.
watch the entire context of what I.
Right. When I said Daily Jewish Wire, I didn't mean like you have dual sympathies to America and Israel. When I said Daily Jewish Wire, I meant you have an unleavened bread cooking show.
I meant you have a whole lot of Jews over there, so that's just what it is.
Jews may not run this country, Ben, but they run your company.
I said, I'm going to put the link below. You can go watch the entire thing on what I said from the beginning to the end. I highly recommend you watch it. Secondly, why I think you have to know where my perspective is slightly different is I understand where you're coming from because I lived in Iran as a kid from the day I was born till 10 years.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
I lived in Iran. Wrong country, asshole.
It's almost like, oh, ow, fuck. Shit, that hurt.
You all right there?
Yeah, no, not
Is that
by
one
a
funny
long
in
shot.
the right way and the wrong way?
Yeah, they're hurting today. But it is funny, like he does it like when people say like as a woman or as a black man or as a Latino or as a this or as a that. He's doing that thing. He's like, I know where you're coming from, Ben. I'm from Iran. And it's like, yeah, I don't know how much you know about Jews and Iran, but not exactly.
They're about to not get along a whole lot more.
Yeah, once that red heifer's dead, you're going to see the shit hit the fan.
Years old where we were bombed 167 times in one day. 500,000 people died, and I was a Christian kid living in a nation where 98% were Muslim. We were afraid to talk about what we were all about. So I feel the pain of people living in Israel, and
I don't know if you know this or not. Jews are pretty able to be open about their Judaism in Israel right now. There's not a whole lot of people that aren't allowed to express their faith and their Jewish heritage in Israel right now.
Oh, this segment is hurting ribs that I didn't know I had. Because now it hurts in here. Not here so much. But, yeah, I
didn't know he punched me in my tit.
Watch this. This is something you never see a Jewish person in Israel do. Ready? I'm proud to be a Jew. It's not usually something they do over there, Patrick. But go ahead, continue trying to shoehorn yourself into the Candace Owens Ben Shapiro drama.
Right now, they're more like, I'm proud to be a Jew. You look hungry.
I feel the pain of some of the folks who are Christian folks maybe living in Palestine that don't agree with what's going on with Hamas. I understand both sides, and that's why I understand what Candace is saying. And I also understand why you have the position that you have. Having said that, there's a couple things I want.
By the way, folks, Johnny's face is correct because I believe if I could translate, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, Candace Owens said crazy shit about Jews and Israel bombing Gaza. She wasn't talking about Iran and Christian kids and this and that. The fuck are you talking about? By the way, way to break the stereotype of being a Persian immigrant who loves gold.
Nice ring. Nice
Jesus.
watch.
This would be like if Ben Shapiro did a show in a yarmulke, tendrils, glasses, and a heavy beard.
Could we pop a couple buttons on that shirt, see a little hamburger meat and a nice chain around the neck, maybe?
Yeah, could you call us Buddy 47 times? Fucking Patrick Bet David. Buddy, if you come on my show, Buddy, you're going to get very fair treatment from me, Buddy.
I may have called it the Jewish Wire, Buddy, but that's just because you're Jewish, Buddy.
You're a good Jewish buddy.
But number one, you are Jewish. I think.
What?
Whoa.
Whoa.
Fucking, oh my God, bomb drop. Dude, spoiler alert.
Holy shit, dude. I mean, how many trade secrets are we going to be spilling here?
Next, he's going to accuse Candace Owens of being black.
A damn Jew boy.
I don't think that's what he said. Look, motherfucker, I'm finding Jews. No, that's not what. Give me more N-word. No, that's not. And to Candace Owens, let me speak your language. Oh, boy. Hold on. I got to do one more thing here.
you are Jewish. I think.
You're right. Well, you're right.
Oh, this guy is fucking good. This is Patrick Bet David when he saw Candace Owens' tweet about him moderating the debate between her and Shapiro.
Oh, my lucky stars, a Negro.
Oh, I'm looking through my my drops. I have an unacceptable amount of drops with Jew references in them.
Yeah, you have a lot. Although I have to admit, I kind of want. Look, motherfucker, I'm finding Jews.
Look, motherfucker, I'm finding Jews.
that's nice.
Well, you know.
Guten Tag and Heil Hitler. Apparently, we are living in Nazi Germany.
All right, off we go. Sorry, Patrick Bet David. Go ahead, buddy.
You're from Burbank, California, if I'm not mistaken, and you got 4 kids. I'm Middle Eastern, Armenian, Assyrian, born in Iran. I went to Glendale, California. And then we have Candace, who I believe is from White Plains, New York, with 3 kids. We're all family folks, right?
Why the fuck is this guy trying so hard to like tie himself in with these two? Just be honest and go, I have a YouTube channel with a considerable following, and I would really like to pimp myself out to be the person who moderates your debate. Now, number 2, as if Ben Shapiro is going to pick the guy that Candace Owens chose.
Right.
He's like, all right, look, I got to where I am by being the dumbest motherfucker who ever lived. Whoever you want to moderate this debate between you and I arguing anti-Semitism while I wear a yarmulke, let's get the guy from the Middle East. Who do you want? Who's your Jewish? It doesn't have to be Jewish. But if you're Shapiro, I think Rogan would be the one I'd ask for.
Rogan is probably the closest to middle.
Yeah.
But then again, how does Ben Shapiro feel about Joe Rogan? I don't think Candace Owens would have any problem doing.
They've both
the
been
show
on his show.
Well, then yeah. Then why wouldn't they?
Well, I guess, you know what? I'm an idiot. Because if you're Ben Shapiro, you don't go on someone else's platform and give that away when you have your own. That would be like NBC getting the Super Bowl and going, all right, let's air it on Fox.
When we come down and sit
let's
down
air
and
out, let's go on MLC or BYB and talk about what's going on this show so that we can get it done.
Conversation together. We're in America today. So
What?
this is my proposal to you. If you're America first, we, Valuetainment, have agreed that if you want to do the sit down with us, a fair and balanced sit down, the moderating of the 2 of you, we will give $250,000 to Laken Riley's family.
What is with the out of left field shit that this dude keeps pulling?
I told you this guy pulled like a conservative bot 5,000 and malfunctioned like a motherfucker just because Candace Owens mentioned his name. Like if this robot gets a boner, he just shoots oil out all over the place and starts malfunctioning. Ben, you are a Jew. Ben, you have children. Ben, I Syria. Candace White Plains. Children, family conservative. Lake and Riley, immigration. Debate Jew Israel. $250,000. What the fuck? Like, of all the crazy shit where you're like, oh, we're going to pay you guys this much to do this, or we're going to donate to, like, if you went charity of your choice, that's a hack thing to do, but at least it's like, hey.
At least then, yeah, you kind of get a say in the matter. What if you don't give two fucks about Lincoln Riley's parents?
Yeah, I don't give a shit about Lake and Riley. I'm sorry she got killed by an illegal immigrant. That's a terrible thing, but I don't fucking care if you give her. And plus, if I'm Lake and Riley's family, now with this asshole, I'm like, oh, you won't just give us $250,000 to help us move
on? You have
on?
to get something out of it?
Yeah.
No, that's great. I'm glad that my tragedy can only be mildly alleviated if you profit.
Right. Oh, so if you get Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro on your show, we can have $250,000, which it doesn't matter how much money you have. $250,000 will always be a lot of money.
Right.
But we don't get it unless this Jew and anti-Semite agree to talk to each other on your program. And you're doing this because of illegal immigration, but they're going to be debating Israel and Motherfucker, did you have a stroke? Is Patrick Bet David in the middle of a cerebral episode?
If they come on my show, we'll donate money to the Riley Gaines Foundation. When did trans shit get involved in this? What the fuck? If you appear on my show, I will give $250,000 to retired coach Pat Riley. Like, what? No, I will give $250,000 to Dick Masterson producer Riley. And we will. Do you remember Riley from the Sartell show? No.
The chubby guy with the beard, short kid. You don't remember?
No.
God, he was a fucking cool guy. I like him. At any rate, doesn't matter. Now I'm Patrick Bet Daviding.
Yes, you are.
To Laken Riley's family, because of what's happening today with illegal immigration, it's the #1 issue in America, and I think it matters to the both.
Fuck you, bro. Bacon and milk is the #1 issue in America, and gasoline.
Yeah, not starving is the #1 issue in America.
Fucking
right now.
Poor Mexicans trying to form human pontoons across the Rio Grande can go fuck themselves. I don't care. You know what? When gas is at $1.75, I'll start looking at Mexicans crossing the border. That's, you and I can talk about that then. But I love how he's like, you guys come on and debate Jews, and then we'll give $250,000 to some lady's family because Mexicans are coming across the border. And you're like, would you fucking stick to one topic, Patrick?
And in a real not Jewy way, we're only going to hold out the money until we get what we want.
Right. Wait a minute. So we thought he was going to be on Candace Owens' side, but judging how he's doing this thing, he might be a Ben Shapiro guy if you catch my drift.
Seems like he might be, behind the scenes a little more Ben Shapiro than he wants to admit.
So no matter where you live, today we're raising our kids in America. So I want to make sure
vision to vision, living in America. Ha! Got to have a celebration.
A lot of people think he might have performed better if it hadn't been for the 20-minute dance routine.
He was in dancing shape, not in boxing shape.
We're America first. And last but not least, while we're talking about this, I'm going to be around for a very long time in this space.
Says you. Keep saying stupid shit, retard. Let's see what happens.
We're going to be hosting many, many different types of conversations like this. Whether you're left, center, or right, people come here, they feel safe with us, which means we're going to do a very fair interview with the two of you. And the details is on you to say yes or no. If not, totally understand. If you're open to it, I think I live 25 minutes away from you. Let's make this happen.
Oh, doxing.
Oh, my God. No, aren't they
two
in
of the
Nashville?
biggest voices in the conservative space.
God, this guy is weird.
Two of the biggest voices in the conservative space. Yes, and the conservative space doesn't want you to be in it, so how about you fuck off?
Yeah, like, I don't know. This guy, Amanda Hugginkiss says, oh, wait, they're giving money to Radar O'Reilly? No, I don't.
So wait a minute. Bill O'Reilly gets $250,000 if they do this? I don't get why. He's not even there.
Cocktiff says Lincoln Riley is the USC head coach. Oh, he's giving money to USC? What?
Okay. Why?
Fuck. Not a Fed says Aaron doesn't think illegal immigration is a major problem. Yes, I do. I'm doing a comedy show and making fun of anything Patrick Bet David says. Quit giving away the bit.